Sukhala. Welcome to the East Indian Good Health Always show for the members of the mobile Gauthan Panchayat. Today, I will be discussing ways in which you can manage your diabetes by making a few simple lifestyle changes and also by introducing some very basic natural remedies that make use of kitchen ingredients readily available in all our kitchens. Please remember that these are general suggestions to better manage your blood sugar levels. Do not discontinue your allopathic or any other type of medication that you have been prescribed unless your physician or your diabetologist deems it fit. Well, if you follow our instructions to the T, you follow them well and regularly or on a daily basis, then your blood sugar levels will definitely come down and your doctor will surely reduce your medication. Now, eating too much sugar does not give you diabetes. You have your genes, your genetic makeup, your family health history, and of course, your own lifestyle to thank for a diagnosis of diabetes. Once you have been diagnosed with diabetes, it is advisable to reduce your intake of sugar or to totally avoid it, depending on the severity of your ailment. Now, this is easier said than done. Why? Because we live in a country where we love to end every meal with a sweet or a dessert or a mithai, and each and every celebration of ours starts and ends on a sweet note. Sadly, if your diabetes is poorly managed, then it can have a devastating effect on your life. Now, diet and lifestyle modifications play a key role in managing diabetes mellitus. Here are some ways in which you can improve your blood sugar levels through these lifestyle modifications. Very simple lifestyle modifications, things that you have heard about in the past, and today we're going to make that connect between how that lifestyle modification, once implemented, will have an effect on your blood sugar levels. The first and most important, and I would say most difficult thing to do if you regularly imbibe, is to decrease or to stop your alcohol intake. Why is this so? Because insulin, if you are on insulin or on blood sugar lowering medication, then if coupled with the insulin or the blood sugar lowering medication or the tablets, you consume alcohol, your blood sugar levels will fall dangerously low and you can even go into a coma. The alcohol consumption can also worsen all those side effects that are associated with diabetes. Side effects like diabetic retinopathy, kidney damage, liver damage, damage to your peripheral nerves, etc. etc. The second thing that you should be doing is stop smoking. Again, why? Because cigarette smoke will affect and damage your lungs. It will also reduce your immunity and impact your body's ability to fight disease. And this is so very important, especially at the time of the pandemic. The third thing that we urge most people to do is to decrease their levels of stress. Now, you know that stress hormones like cortisol, when secreted in excess, have been scientifically shown to increase blood sugar levels. So if you are maintaining a healthy diet, sleeping well, you've stopped alcohol, you're not smoking, but if you are highly stressed, despite all the other changes that you have made, you could still be showing a higher blood sugar reading. And that is why we urge you to reduce your stress levels. We tell most of our patients to find whatever way to best to reduce their stress levels. For some people, it's just going into a prayer room and praying. For someone else, it could be going and doing yoga, meditating, exercising, knitting, using a punching bag, anything that helps to reduce your stress levels. Writing a diary, for example, would also help you to decrease your stress levels. So if you want to better manage your diabetes, it's always better to use strategies that help you decrease your stress. The other thing that you need to do is increase your sleep. Sleep deprivation or inadequate sleep at night can increase your morning fasting blood sugar levels. So try and ensure that you get a minimum of 7 hours of good sleep, and I'm talking about sleeping at night, not just sleeping for 2 or 3 hours in the night and then trying to catch up on that sleep during the day. In order to sleep well at night, you need to be doing a couple of things. One, eat your dinner early. Okay. Next, please keep your cell phone, your laptops, your TV screens, etc., away from you at least 1 hour before you decide that you want to go to sleep. So switch all those gadgets off. Also ensure that you try and go to bed earlier, having eaten a dinner much earlier than your normal. And when you go to bed earlier, try to sleep around the same time every night so that you wake up around the same time. And that will set up that pattern or rhythm to ensure that your blood sugar levels also gradually come down. Exercise is also very important. You will lose weight. Of course, your blood sugar levels will come down. And most importantly, you will feel good because exercise helps with the release of all those feel-good hormones, those endorphins, during that period of exercise and for a couple of hours after the exercise or that activity is over. So include exercise on a daily basis. And most importantly, improve your diet. Research shows that the best way to manage your blood sugars or to manage your diabetes is through your diet. And this is best illustrated through what we call our blood sugar and spice diet. Now, what is the blood sugar and spice diet? Herbs and spices all play a major role in shaping cuisine, adding interest to food and enhancing the pleasure that we derive from the food that we eat. But did you know that they are also invaluable in folk medicine, especially all our age-old East Indian recipes or therapies that our grandmothers handed down to us, as well as Chinese medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, herbal medicine, naturopathic treatments? As a practitioner of naturopathic dietetics, I strongly believe that the humble spice box that is found in most kitchens is a great source of help for diabetic patients. Most of our commonly used dried herbs and spices can block inflammation and keep diabetes under control. You have your methi seeds, you'll have gudmar powder, cinnamon powder, ginger, etc. And these are just some of the ingredients that we at Good Health Always recommend to all our diabetic patients so that they can keep a tight control of their blood sugar levels. However, be warned, any indiscriminate self-supplementation can cause more harm than good. Hence, it is always best to consult a qualified dietitian who would be able to work out a spice mix combination that is best suited to your particular health condition. So prior to the pandemic, we would see a number of diabetic patients on a daily basis, and now we consult them online. And these are some of our recommendations to anybody who is trying to control or bring down their blood sugar levels. The first thing that you do when you are diagnosed with diabetes is look at methi seeds in order to bring down your blood sugar levels. And how do you do this? On rising, you take 1 teaspoon of methi seeds that have been sprouted along with a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar or even white vinegar. Sprout your methi seeds in the same way as you would sprout pulses. To make the process easier, all you have to do is take about 100 grams of methi dana or fenugreek seeds and soak them in water overnight. The next morning, you place these soaked seeds in a muslin cloth bag or potli, tie it up nicely and put it onto your kitchen tap. You know, the one attached to your kitchen sink? Why would you do this and hang it out there? Simply because every time the potli or the bag dries out, you can sprinkle a little bit of water onto it, because in order to sprout, it requires a bit of moisture. In 3 days' time, what you will see is that the seeds have sprouted properly. Now, once you see that the sprouts have come out, then you open the bag, dry those seeds well, and roast them on your tawa. Once they have been roasted completely and there is no moisture content to them, you can cool them and grind them into a fine powder. Now, this sprouted methi seed powder can be used on a daily basis by simply putting them into a airtight container and leaving them in your refrigerator. So they will not spoil for 15 days to 20 days. Take a teaspoon of this sprouted methi seed powder every morning with a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar or white vinegar. Now, of course, it follows that your breakfast, lunch and dinner should not be high in carbohydrates, should not have too much of sugar in it, or you avoid sugar completely. But for breakfast, when you're having a general meal of toast, eggs, upma, poha, whatever, we also recommend a small amount of ginger and tulsi tea. Simply put, it is a combination of freshly grated ginger and a couple of tulsi leaves that is added or boiled in a cup of water, and preferable to drink that without sugar. Okay, now this will have different health aspects to it. Both ginger and tulsi have blood sugar reducing properties. Apart from that, they act as antiseptics and anti-inflammatory agents. So it's always good to add some of the ginger and tulsi to your tea. But of course, avoid the sugar. Follow it with your regular breakfast, and between mid-morning and 7 p.m. We like to include a therapeutic water. Now, what are our therapeutic waters? It's nothing but a combination of different herbs and spices that are added to your bottle of water and allowed to gradually infuse in that water, and you drink that water, say, from mid-morning, from about 10 a.m. going on to 7 p.m. For our diabetic clients, we tell them to take 2 liters of water and add 2 teaspoons of coriander seeds, dhania seeds, along with 2 bay leaves or tej patta. Now, there's 2 ways of doing this particular water. You can either just put the ingredients into the bottle and allow it to slowly infuse for an hour before you start drinking the water, or you can boil the ingredients in the water, strain it, cool it, and allow it to be for some time before you actually start drinking it. Okay. Now, both dhania seeds as well as tej patta help in blood sugar management. The dhania or coriander seeds lower your blood sugars, and the bay leaves, the tej patta, will prevent any spikes in your post-meal sugar. So the spike that happens immediately after eating a meal of chapati, rice, etc. will not happen if you are consuming this water or drinking this water through the day. You can take a simple bottle, add the ingredients, start drinking the water through the day slowly, and as you see that the level of the water has come down in the bottle, you just simply add more water to that. But one thing to remember out here is that to finish this therapeutic water by 7 p.m. Okay, so use your water or drink your water from 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. and continue drinking it till 7 p.m. Now, what does the diabetic do after breakfast, after lunch and after dinner? Some of you may say that, they check their sugars. Yeah, but to prevent, or 2 hours later, but to prevent any spike in the blood sugar levels and to allow for the blood sugar levels to stay as near to normal as possible through the day, we recommend a teaspoon of Gymnema sylvestre, which is known locally as Gudmar powder, or a teaspoon of cinnamon powder after the 3 meals. So if it's a heavy meal, you will have 1 teaspoon of either Gymnema sylvestre or Goodmar powder along with 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder if your blood sugar levels are high and you have also consumed a heavy meal. But if not, you can choose either the Goodmar powder, 1 teaspoon of either Goodmar powder or 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder. Now, when should you not have Goodmar powder? If you're a diabetic with a hypothyroidism and you're taking medication like Tylenol, etc. for your thyroid issues, then please avoid the Goodmar powder. Why? Because it has been seen that diabetics with a thyroid ailment who are taking medication to also stabilize their thyroid function and taking this Goodmar powder show an increase or a spike in their blood sugar levels. So that is why we tell our diabetic patients who have a thyroid issue to not have Goodmar, although it is extremely good for controlling blood sugars, but to opt for cinnamon powder instead. Now at bedtime we also have a specification or something that you can take to allow for normal sugars through the night so that there are no spikes and no dips in your blood sugar level. And what is the remedy there? Take a tablespoon of flaxseed powder or alshi powder, mix it with 1 teaspoon of curry leaf powder or curry patta powder and have this in a mug or a cup of warm water at bedtime, just before you go off to sleep. The fiber content of the flax seeds will help in preventing constipation. It has a good laxative action. It helps to remove toxins from your system and stabilize your blood sugar levels. And the curry leaves will help break down the starch from the carbohydrate content of your meal. So say for example, you've had a dinner which comprises of rice or chapati along with your gravy and your chicken or your meat or fish or etc. Now the starch component, the curry leaves will bring down that starch or help to break down the starch component. Now most people say that, Shamen, am I supposed to do all these things? What my reply would be that even if you choose to do 2 things regularly through the month and monitor your blood sugar levels, you will see that within a month your blood sugars are more in control. Now I wish you good health always and would like to end with this slogan, Barak Ha Ani Nirogi Va.